White flag raised and let off. The SAS Beginner's Chase. It's Jimmy De Seuil joystick. Stable companions attended by the big Westerner. Wide of the three is Jacob's Ladder, followed by Good of Margaret, Meet and Greet and Beckett Rock Fence 1. In the air together, Jimmy De Seuil joystick and the big Westerner. Closely followed by Jacob's Ladder, then Meet and Greet and Good of Margaret, and on the inside is Beckett Rock, followed by More Cocoa as they come out over the second fence. The leader is Jimmy De Seuil by a length and a half to joystick second, third, 3 parts of a length back the big Westerner, followed by Jacob's Ladder. Gap of 4 lengths to Meet and Greet and Beckett Rock and Good of Margaret next with More Cocoa. Further down the field is Raglan Road, who's followed by the Wall Park to the 2 fences in the straight. Jimmy De Seuil up over by a couple of lengths to joystick, the big Westerner and Jacob's Ladder. Followed after a break, Beckett Rock, Meet and Greet, and they're followed by Good of Margaret, and More Cocoa is next, and the quartered camp Raglan Road, and then the Wall Park and Born Braver, the town I love so well, and then Lucky Lyrene with at the back, Icard de Brel and Journey So Far. This will be the final fence next time. Not great, the one in front, Jimmy De Seuil, with the big Westerner into second, and joystick and Jacob's Ladder. 6 lengths, if not 7, to Beckett Rock, who's followed by Meet and Greet and Good of Margaret next, and then More Cocoa. A circuit to race, 11 more fences left to jump. It's Jimmy De Seuil and Patrick Mullins leading the big Westerner and Mike O'Connor. Then joystick, Brian Hayes disputing third with Jacob's Ladder and Jack Kennedy, gone further clear from Beckett Rock and then Meet and Greet, and followed by More Cocoa. Good of Margaret next, and then Raglan Road to the first of 4 uphill fences past the stands. Jimmy De Seuil into it from the big Westerner, joystick and Jacob's Ladder. Very few changes up front. They're a long way clear from Beckett Rock as they face now a ditch. Jimmy De Seuil, the big Westerner, joystick and Jacob's Ladder. Well cleared of Beckett Rock and then Meet and Greet and Good of Margaret next, followed by More Cocoa and Raglan Road. On to the third of the 4. It's Jimmy De Seuil, the big Westerner, joystick and Jacob's Ladder, the leading quartet, continuing well clear of Beckett Rock, Meet and Greet and Good of Margaret next as they jump this fence at approximately the halfway stage. The opening race, the SAS Beginner's Chase, and they're well strung out, turning right up at the top of the track. In front is Jimmy De Seuil from the big Westerner, joystick handy in third, and then Jacob's Ladder very much in touch at the back of them in fourth. Still well cleared of Beckett Rock, Meet and Greet and Good of Margaret next, followed by More Cocoa. Making the descent to the next 2 fences on the far side. Jimmy De Seuil by 2 lengths to the big Westerner. In third is joystick, closely followed by Jacob's Ladder, continuing a long way clear of Beckett Rock, Meet and Greet, Good Margaret and More Cocoa. On now to the last ditch. And Jimmy De Seuil upholds an advantage of 2 lengths over joystick, sharing second with the big Westerner. Moving on from Jacob's Ladder and then Beckett Rock and Meet and Greet and Good Margaret next, followed by More Cocoa, Raglan Road and the Wall Park. Turning with 7 furlongs to go. In front, as he's been from the start, Jimmy De Seuil with reclaiming second the big Westerner. In third is joystick, followed by Jacob's Ladder as they return to the point at which they started. It's Jimmy De Seuil, followed by the big Westerner, joystick and Jacob's Ladder, the quartet in single file, approaching the next of the fences, which is homeward bound. In front is Jimmy De Seuil from the big Westerner and joystick. A couple of lengths in front of Jacob's Ladder as they race to the next fence before the straight. In the lead is Jimmy De Seuil by a length to the big Westerner, and another length back to joystick in third. Still in touch is Jacob's Ladder in fourth as they come now to the next of the fences on the turn into the straight. Jimmy De Seuil from joystick edging second from the big Westerner and Jacob's Ladder. These are the 4 to focus on with half a mile to go and 3 fences left. Jimmy De Seuil into the next one from the big Westerner. Third and nudged along is joystick, followed by Jacob's Ladder. Running round the home turn for the final two fences, the SAS Beginner's Chase. Still little or no changes up ahead. It is Jimmy De Seuil with a reduced advantage over the big Westerner, who's almost on terms, followed by Joystick and Jacob's Ladder coming towards the second last. It's Jimmy De Seuil and Patrick Mullins from the big Westerner and Mike O'Connor shaken up on the outside. Joystick is in third, getting reminders from Brian Hayes, and then Jacob's Ladder and Jack Kennedy. They're in between the final two fences. Jimmy De Seuil and the big Westerner on the outside, followed by Joystick and Jacob's Ladder. One fence left to jump, and it's Jimmy De Seuil travelling much the better of the leading pair. At the last, Jimmy De Seuil over from the big Westerner, second, a long way clear of Jacob's Ladder, and then Joystick. And on the run in, it is Jimmy De Seuil notching up yet another milestone for Patrick Mullins as Jimmy De Seuil makes all in the opener from the big Westerner, with third going to Jacob's Ladder.
Joined by Patrick Mullins, who's just partnered his 900th career winner here at Fairyhouse in the opening beginner's chase on Jimmy De Seuil. Nice presentation from the racecourse as well, Patrick. How special a moment was that for you?
It's great, it's fantastic. I was at the Peter Sullivan lunch in London during the week, and I met Stan Miller's wife. I think her name is Eleanor. She'll have to forgive me if I forgot her name, but she was telling me obviously Stan was the first to get to 1,000. And he rode his last ever winner for my grandfather on Herringull in the pre-drags, which I didn't realise. Anyway.
I mean, when you were starting out your career, did you have any idea that you could get to this number of winners? Was there a number in your mind, or were you always just playing it by ear?
Well, Willie always told me I'd probably ride till I was 20 or 21 because of my weight. And I wanted more winners than Willie. I think he had about 340 or 350. So that was the aim. So we've done that anyway. Yeah.
Absolutely. I presume the 1,000 is going to be a big goal for you after this. I mean, how long do you see yourself riding for realistically?
Well, look, I'm 35 and Willie rode he was 40. Derek is 43, I think. So hopefully a few more years. But hopefully I get to 1,000. I usually ride somewhere between 30 and 40 winners a year, as long as touch wood everything goes well. So hopefully we get there before I'm 40 anyway. And I'm not. I don't know how many Irish-based riders have done it, but it'd be cool to do it. Yeah.
Goes without saying, this has been a really special year with that Grand National win. How is Nick Rockett actually? He was a late absentee from the John Derek.
Yeah, he didn't ride out this week. We'll probably get him back on Monday. So we just had to give him a few days off. Look, I don't know. You want to get runs into those national horses, so it's a pity to miss it. Maximus missed the Bobby Joe last year. Maybe that cost him in the big race, I don't know. But hopefully, because this time of the year, we should be able to fill in that run somewhere along the way.
Nothing serious is it going to hold?
No. He'll be back riding next week. Yeah.
Brilliant. Now let's talk about the horse who brought up the milestone for you, Jimmy De Seuil. Super rounded jumping. Were you expecting a performance like that from him?
I was, until I rang Danny before the race, because he'd schooled him, I hadn't schooled him, and he didn't fill me with confidence about him. He said he could be quite, he might hurdle a few, but he was a bit worked up in the parade ring, and the plan wasn't originally to make the running, but I just wanted to make the running in order to get him to look at his jumps and concentrate. And if someone came by me, that was fine, but he settled really well in front. He measured his jumps great. If they all jumped like that, it'd be brilliant.
I mean, some of your horses in the last couple of weeks have just been tiring a little bit late on in the races. Was that at the back of your mind with him? Were you pretty confident you get to the line?
No, it definitely was. Obviously Paul and Danny are away today, and I was going to ride the maiden hurdle horse as well, but I was doing my 21 rides. I was looking like even this race, the last 2 years, we won it last year in Perry Pass, but the 2 years before that, Nick Rockett and I, Maximus got beaten in it. So our good horses can get beaten at this time of year, but I was just hoping that his class would get him through.
This is a huge weekend, obviously, for not just you guys, but everyone involved in Irish racing. Just looking at Anzanam across the pond this afternoon, how excited are you to see what he can do? I presume you rode in a bit of work with him at Punchestown Town, did you?
Yeah, I rode Ballyburn, so he was carrying top weight, and Paul was on Anzanam. And look, they didn't really come off the bridle, but he did it nicely. He was going easily. He's a fast horse. I think Constitution Hill, if Nicky's sending him to me, that means he's back, and if he's back, he wins. But it'll be fascinating to see where our fella measures up.
You mentioned Ballyburn there. I've heard a few people doubting his credentials going back over hurdles tomorrow. Does he give you the feel that old ability is still very much intact?
Yeah, I think he'll be an Imperial Pass type, that 2.5 miles. Obviously he beat Jimmy De Seuil in Cheltenham a couple of years ago. 2.5 I think is really where he's at. I'm not sure he'd settle well enough for 3 miles. He might the more he races. I'm not sure he's maybe quick enough for 2 miles. I think the intermediate distance is very much his best.
Now, what about your own remaining rides this weekend? Everyone's obviously copped on to get riding for Gordon Elliott in his uncle's memorial race today. What have you been told so far?
Well, he rang me at lunchtime on Tuesday when the entries came out and just said he's going to run 3, and he had a nice one, and if I was free, and I was. So If Gordon calls, you just say yes. Yeah.
Calypso Chance, of course, you rode last season for the stable, and also the horse you bred, wasn't it, Screaming Witness?
My trump card,
That's
yeah.
it, yeah.
And I had I won on Felix Deji and Rapid Escape for one weekend. I think Nina was suspended. So we have a good record together. A friend of mine told me that Gordon's fancy one always gets beaten in this bumper. That's always one of the outsiders. So we'll see.
We will indeed. I think you're riding one for your dad against Gordon in tomorrow's race as well.
Yeah, Lula Tamon, nice Cocorico horse. But again, the bumper last year in Punchdown, last week in Punchdown, the last time we won it was 11 years ago. These two bumpers a couple of years ago, I rode Appreciated, Fernie Hollow, they both got beaten. They were first and second in Cheltenham. So whatever our bumper horses do at this time of year, there's a lot of improvement.
Yeah. Well, listen, that's a great milestone that you've just brought up in the first race. Hopefully set you up for a good weekend. Patrick, thanks for your time. Good luck going forward as well. Cheers.
Thanks, Gary. Thank you.
Cheers.